responsibility of the agency head, normally the department secretary, to advise the lawmaker that choosing a contractor violates the rules of the Government Reform Act. Diyan sila kumikita dahil gumagawa sila ng pinagbabawal ng gobyerno. Pag sinabi nilang pupunta itong pera na ito sa departamento ng gobyerno, pupuntahan nila yung secretary ng department at sasabihin, oh, ito, bibigyan kayo ng pera sa akin pork barrel, pero ako mamili sino ang contractor. See? Yan. Kasi sa contractor, mag-uusap silang dalawa ng senador at congressman kung magkano komisyon nilang pareho. Usually, ganito iyon. Ang senator ng congressman will get 50% of the pork barrel. And then, ito naman sa contractor, mabayaran pa niyang engineer para huwag naman din sila magsalita. Engineer, kung ano pa. Kaya, suma total, 50% will go to the senator or the congressman, and 30% will go to the contractor, and that's 50 plus 30, no? So that's 80%, right? So what we'll get will be 20%. Ganon yun. Ganon sila kapayaman. Choosing the contractor is illegal. Dapat ganon. Yan ang ginagawa nila lahat. Sila namimili ng contractor. When the lawmaker chooses the contractor, that is a crime and a dead giveaway of the lawmaker's malicious intent to get kickbacks. Pakialam mo kung sino contractor. Basta gusto mong pera, mapunta doon sa mahirap, hindi ba? Ganon daw ang layunin yan. Eh bakit hindi ko pupunta sa tao? Kasi nga, nalagyan nila ng contractor nila. Janet Lim Napoles and her ilk have failed to obey the conditions of the 2012 budget on the rules and use of funds. I quote the following. This is what the budget provides. Section 72. Huwag na lang mahaba. Basta it said, bibigay mo lang yung pork barrel sa NGO kung yung NGO nag-report ng lahat ng tanggap niya sa nakaraan, na-liquidate niya, walang paliwanag niya, na kompleto niya ma-resibo. Saka mo palang bigyan yan. Eh bakit dito sa mga skandalo na ito, tuloy-tuloy lang. Wala lang ganun. The Napoles NGOs and similar syndicated criminal NGOs did not fully liquidate, meaning explain, their earlier fund releases before the avail of new fund transfers from the pork barrel funds. It appears that, contrary to the budget requirement, because the budget is a law, the Senate Committee on Finance did not receive reports on the final releases of the NGOs prepared by the government agency concerned and duly audited by the COA. Ganong requirement there. Under the budget requirement, it is the responsibility of the government agency head to require COA audit. Tapos ito pang kalokohan na ito. Hulaan niyo kung sino itong kontrabida na ito. In 2013, this year, Congress amended the budget, specifically one general provision section 72, entitled Requirement on Fund Transfer to Civil Society Organizations, including NGOs. This new amended provision now allows NGOs, which the budget calls civil society organizations, to receive subsequent fund transfers when earlier fund releases, if any, have been fully liquidated, and here is the mischief. At least 70% of the latest fund transfer availed of by CSO shall have been liquidated. Kaya noon, i-liquidate mo na lahat na perang binigay namin sa iyo, saka ka-qualify sa public bidding. Ngayon, 70% na lang i-liquidate mo. I bet best friend ito na Napoles. This provision weakened the compliance requirement, which used to require full liquidation prior to future releases of funds. By introducing the amendment, certain groups in Congress inserted a phrase that allowed fake NGOs to get more and more pork barrel funds without even liquidating all prior pork barrel funds that had obtained. Ngayon, itong masaya. Kukwento ko sa inyo, anong mangyayari dito sa mga senators and congressmen. Ang tapang-tapang ng maloob. Dahil lang sa marami silang pera, pasisira nila ang lumalaban sa kanila. Unang-una na ako. Sige, pasiraan ako. Let's have a fight to the death. Throw your laser beams at me. Vaporize me. I will wear a bulletproof vest and it will bounce off my chest. Ngayon, ako pa. So mga taong ito, tawa na yan, ako na sila. There is an existing agency to investigate corruption. It is called the Interagency Anti-Graft Coordinating Council, and it has 8 members led by 3 agencies, the Secretary of Justice, the Ombudsman, and the COA chairperson. They promised a report very soon. Malapit na. Malapit na. Ilalabas na yung report ng mga whistleblowers dahil lahat sila nagpuntahan sa NBI, gumawa ng mga affidavit, napakita ng mga ebidensya, mga notebook kung saan nakalista. Lahat ng pag-ari ng Napoles, lahat ng mga senador at mga congressmen nabigay ng pera sa kanya. Ngayon, ano ngayon ang mangyayari pagkatapos niyan? These 3 members or leaders of that interagency council will call the state prosecutors. Ito na ang affidavit. Mag-conduct ka ng preliminary investigation. Kasi ang kaso, ganito. Halimbawa mo, may aksidente sa pulis, no? May aksidente na nakita ng pulis. Report ka, binangga yung sasakyan ko. That's the start of that case, no? Then the policeman will make a report to the fiscal. May kasalanan itong si Kaliwa. Dahil siya nagbangga kay kanan, gano'n, no? And then, the fiscal will call the 2 of you. Give me your affidavit. Give me your counter affidavit. And on that basis, the fiscal will say, no, I will file this case in court, or yes, I will dismiss this case. Dahil innocent ka pala. Ngayon, that's called preliminary investigation. I-ready ng affidavit ng prosecution. Kaya all we need is the counter affidavit of the senators and congressmen. That is called the preliminary investigation. And under the law, it has to be finished within 1 month. Ngayon, in criminal law, there is a general rule called the Penal Code, and there are various special laws. Merong general law, and then merong special law, each with its own set of rules. Ba't kasi hindi kayo kumuha ng law? Ba't HR naman kinuha? One of these special laws, which have their own set of rules, is RA number 7086, also known as the 1991 Anti-Plunder Act. It provides that any public officer facing criminal prosecution that is pending in court shall be suspended from office. Aba, iba pala ito, Anti-Plunder Act. Pagkasampa ng kaso galing sa fiscal, papunta pa lang sa korte, oras na sinampa pa lang sa korte, suspendido na ang senador at congressman. That will be a glorious thing. Within 30 days, suspendido na mga kalaban ko. That's what the law says. Para nila malaman, kasi hindi nagbabasa eh. Kita mo, nahuli yung isa, nag-gamer pala siya, nasa sinado kumari, pero nagkalaro pala sa tablet niya. Hindi na lang yun eh. Once the case is filed in court, the first thing that the judge will do will be to conduct a so-called bail hearing. Normally, pag akusado ka sa korte, kagad ka automatically entitled to bail, the right to bail. No? Pero sa plunder, wala kang right to bail. First, the judge has to hold a public hearing. Then you present evidence, both the prosecution or the prosecutor and the accused. If the evidence of guilt is strong, then the judge will deny bail. Hindi ka pa nagbista, ha? Kaya, nasuspendido ka na sa Kongreso sa umpisa pa lang ng kaso, wala kang bail, makukulong ka. Yes, there is a God after all. The law defines plunder as the acquisition of ill-gotten wealth in the total value of at least 75 billion pesos. Kung merong 75 billion ang isa sa inyo dito, you are in danger of being prosecuted for plunder. So, pangmaramihan talagang nakawan ito. It is committed both by the public officer and by any person who participated with him. Plunder is punished by life imprisonment. Usually people make a mistake. Akala nila sa penal code, I told you no, may penal code, may special law. Akala nila sa penal code, this is the crime punishable by so-called reclusion perpetua, which is interpreted by the courts to mean 30 years. So pag noon, murder, homicide, rape, reclusion perpetua ka. Meaning to say you have to go to jail for 30 years. But life imprisonment is different. Life imprisonment means your entire life. Mamatay ka sa preso. Ganon yun. Kaya pag nakita ko yung mga senador na yun, pag bumalik na sa senador, sabihin ko yung may mga kasalanan. Maganda ka ng kaluluwa ko. Plunder is punished by life imprisonment and perpetual disqualification from holding any public office. In the imposition of penalties, the degree of participation and attendance of mitigating and attenuating circumstances shall be considered by the court. May parusa na pinapata sa bawat krimen. Pero you are allowed also to prove, for example, if you slapped somebody, that there was a mitigating circumstance of sufficient provocation. Kaya mo sinampal, that is slander by deed. That's a crime. Because, how do you say, ina-aggravate ka niya. That's mitigating. Or sometimes there's an aggravating circumstance. If you're drunk, for example, that's aggravating. So, for example, itong favorite kong kalaban. For example, if the accused is over 70 years old, his age would be considered a mitigating circumstance. Kaya, dapat makulong siya habang buhay, pero maybe we can deduct 10 years. Kung 100 na siya, maybe at 90 he can go. In the case of a convict who is at least 70 years old, he can apply with President Aquino for pardon on the ground that his continued imprisonment will be illegal to his health. Otherwise, the penalty for life imprisonment does not appear to have any definite extent or duration. When last December 2012, I exposed the odious abuses of the Senate President pork barrel. Biro mo, nabigay ba naman sa Senate President pork barrel ng Christmas present sa bawat senador ng 2 million pesos. 2 million. Pera yan ng gobyerno, hindi niya pera yan. Christmas gift daw niya. Pero hindi niya kami binigyan ng kalaban niya kung una na ako. Tapos, nalagay sa media, kaya binibigyan niya ako ng 250,000. 2 million pinamigay niya sa lahat. Ako gusto niya bigyan ng 250,000. Pinabalik ko. Dahil kako, kung biskwit ko nga yung panadarya ni Molo from Iloilo, binalik mo, di balik ko pera mo. Oh, yan ang pinakumpisahan ng pork barrel na yan. Galit na galit sa akin. I expressed the obvious abuses of the Senate President's pork barrel. He and his equally vicious ally, a former policeman, could not even answer me on the issues of the pork barrel. But together they've been trying to flagellate me. You know when Jesus got whipped with leather? That was flagellation. The both of them have been trying to flagellate me with personal insults. What is the rule? English 101 on debate. Debate only on the issues, never debate on personalities. O, pero sila, dahil nila masagot ang sinasabi ko, personal na ngayon ang mga insulto nila. Na puro galing sa mga patakbuhin ng mga members of the illegitimate media. Kung may pera ka kasi, pwede kang makupa. You can bribe this journalist for sale para maninira, mamuri sa iyo. Because both of my enemies are non-educable. They refuse to debate on principles, choosing instead to attack me with personalities, and refuse to let the truth get in the way of their scurrilous efforts to destroy me. Napipiko na ako, ha? Just last Friday, September 6, the online version of a popular newspaper carried the latest in a series of suspicious articles purporting to be news reports and carrying the bylines of members of the corrupt media. The story twisted the facts to make it appear that I am implicated in the pork barrel scam. Grabe. Fortunately, my staff called the management of the newspaper because it had virtually no evidence, no absolute evidence whatsoever. Basta sulat siya ng sulat na si Miriam guilty of this, that. And the fake story was promptly deleted from the internet. These stories, which very obviously engage in character assassination against me, can only be funded by my arch enemy. He is a man who has grown so old in government corruption that I believe he was already a waiter during the Last Supper. Naalala niyo yung Last Supper? Sa bahay ng mga Pilipino? That was painted by Da Vinci. I went to Milan in Italy just to take a look because it's fading now. It's a mural and it's fading. Central Chapel. Ngayon, tinignan ko mabuti. Iniisip ko ngayon, nalala ko ngayon. Nung tinignan ko yung Last Supper by Da Vinci na yun sa Milan, in Italy, nanunong ba ang kalaban ko? Dahil mukhang nanunong siya eh. Ganun siya katanda. I challenge him to public debate. Gusto niya, debate kami ngayon din. Stay here in Manila. At mag-debate kami, ayaw niya. Walang kaimik-imik. Instead, he has chosen to go underground by hiring media hacks to invent stories against me. I will not answer their cheap lies. Bakit ko sasagutin niyang paninira na yan? Instead, I dedicate to my enemies this poem. I am rubber. You are glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. My advice to this old man is, get a sex life. Kaya mo mo eh. Ang dami niyan kasi. Seryoso na. As a citizen of our republic, like you, I demand justice. Justice. And I demand justice now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Justice delayed, justice denied. Let justice be done, though the heavens fall, or in today's words, even if the whole world perishes. The scandal will be one of the most blood-curdling crimes in Philippine political history. It should be known as Enrile Gate. If we allow the pork barrel scandal merely to agitate our passions, and then we allow it to dissipate into a whitewash by imposing penalties only a little people, that would be a travesty of justice. We have now reached a point of political epiphany when we accept that we have allowed the crooks in Congress to fool all of the Filipino people all the time, until now. If we allow this anti-graft momentum to fade, we lose all hope of good governance. Paano ba tayo mag-good governance? Eh kung mga nagnanakaw na ang dami-dami eyewitnesses, nakakupok ngayon sa NBI, natitistigo as eyewitnesses nakita nila mismo. May ebidensya pa. But if we do as justice demands, as the Bible says, goodness and kindness will follow the Filipino people all the days of our lives. The years of feasting and gorging on the pork barrel bonanza by the crooks are over. It is so over. Now, life is proving once again that crime does not pay. That is why, kung wala silang magawa, mag-hotel restaurant management na lang sila. Tumigil na sila sa pork barrel nila. That is why I continue to fight these porcine, unctuous, villainous, evil people. As a laureate of the Magsaysay Award for Government Service, I continue to fight back because as the poet said, I shall not pass this way again. Baka matuloy ako sa ICC. Baka hindi tayo magkita ulit. So I have to listen to the poet. He said, I shall not pass this way again. Through this toilsome world, alas, once and only once I pass. If a kindness I may show, if a good deed I may do, to a suffering fellow man, let me do it while I can. No delay, for it is plain I shall not pass this way again. Thank you very much.